Pilipinas, ready na ba kayo? This is actually Prepared Early PH and I am your host, MelKat, your preparedness ate. So today, let me ask you something, okay? What usually happens when everyone waits until the last minute? Tapos, biglang nagsabay-sabay lahat. Biglang napuno ang grocery, mahaba ang pila sa ATM, traffic kahit saan, right? Ubos na yung drinking water, bottled water, ubos na yung batteries, ubos na yung kandila. Sounds very familiar, right? That actually happened during COVID, okay? If you will be able to remember. Nagkaubos na ng alcohol, face mask, what else? Face shield, right? Yung mga sunrocks, if everybody remembers that era, okay? So, this actually did happen before, okay? And I would actually like to share something very personal. This is actually not connected to the COVID, okay? This is actually completely different. This lesson came from the biggest realization of my life. And it's basically up close and personal talaga. Because this actually happened 2 days after my birthday. And this is when Taal erupted last January of 2020. Okay? I was there. I still remember telling my parents, I think we need to leave. Okay? By the time official authorities had already advised people, it affected the areas to prepare. Basically, when the official authorities have already advised people in affected areas to prepare and actually evacuate, alright? But my dad stayed calm during those times. And he said, wala yan. Hintayin muna natin. And honestly, I don't blame him. I understand why he thought that way. Maybe, or basically, many people in that area alone had experienced volcanic activity before. So, waiting felt actually normal. It was actually a mindset. They had become used to it. So, ang ending kasi talaga, when everything is actually there, talagang kakaloka. Pero kasi, while we actually wait, and the time actually passes, everything changed. Outside becomes very dark, okay? Ashes continue to fall, the roads become slippery, visibility becomes worse and worse. And by the time our family left, the ashfall around us was already thick. As in, totally thick talaga. As in, yung parang tipong, it is actually, yung putik alone, alright? Putik alone, or the mud alone from the ash as actually this thick na. Kakaloka. And if you have a car and then you try to get out of that area, mahihirapan talaga yung car mo. Especially the ones that is actually lower. Hindi yung parang yung parang mga malalaking yung malalaking cars. It was actually very difficult. Akala nga namin hindi na kami makakaalis doon, okay? Because basically because on the place that we actually lived, very rural talaga siya. Nasa inside siya ng forest, to be honest. And then there is actually no cemented road, okay, going out. The only way out there is actually the creek, and that creek alone that they use as a road is very deep as well. So, talagang bayanihan was actually needed in order for our car to be removed. And then once that we actually get out of there, hindi pa natapos dun yung kalbaryo. When we went to the SLEX, zero visibility talaga. My dad was actually has very, very poor eyesight talaga. And then siguro we actually experienced 3 times ng mishit ng malalaking truck in that zero visibility alone. Diba, nakakaloka? Everybody in the car is actually panicking. So, talagang, yung parang lahat na ng santo madadasal mo during that particular experience. And to be honest with you, right now, looking back, I was supposed to be already dead. And that particular experience alone taught me something I'll never ever forget. Waiting doesn't just consume time. Sometimes it changed you, it actually changed the condition around you. The road you could safely use an hour ago may no longer be safe later, right? The visibility you had earlier may already be gone. The situation can become more difficult even if you haven't moved, right? Another realization I had was this: nature doesn't wait for us to be ready, and that is the hardest truth, okay? Emergency doesn't check our schedule. They don't ask if we've finished our preparation. They simply happen, and that's why time is actually one of the most valuable preparedness resources we have, okay? Because every minute before an emergency gives us more choices, more time to prepare, more time to think clearly, more time to help our families, more time to make good decisions. What else? Yes, but every minute we delay, okay, we actually can quietly take those choices away, or can quietly take those choices away. So imagine this: there are actually two families, okay, living in the same neighborhood. The first family prepared gradually, like they already have food, water, flashlight, medicine, important documents prepared as well, a simple family plan. And the second family, all right, says, bahala na, we'll prepare kapag kailangan na. Then an emergency comes. Who do you think has fewer problems to solve? Who do you think? Diba? The family that prepared little by little, because while others are rushing, they can focus on something more important: keeping their family safe, listening to official advisories, helping one another, right? Preparedness doesn't remove every problem, just so you know, but it removes many unnecessary ones. The panic buying, the last minute rushing, the stress of starting from zero. So that's why prepare early PH, or here at Prepare Early PH, we always say prepare early. Okay, it is already on the title itself, prepare early. Not because we're expecting the worst, okay? But because we'd rather prepare while shelves are still full, while roads are still open, while supplies are still available, and while we still have the luxury of time. Remember, time is also an emergency supply. Once it's gone, you can't buy it back, all right? So don't wait until the emergency forces you to prepare, all right? Prepare while preparing is still easy for you. Your future self and your family will thank you for it, okay? So right now, before you scroll, I'd like to leave you with one question. All right, after hearing my story, okay, napaisip ka rin ba kung may mga bagay na ipinagpapaliban mo pagdating sa preparedness? Have you thought of something that you put aside for a while when it comes to preparedness? Ano yon? What is it? Emergency supplies ba? Go bag? Important documents? Emergency contacts? Family emergency plans? O baka matagal mo nang sinasabing gagawin ko na lang bukas? What if the best day to start is today, right? So I genuinely really love to hear your answers. I really appreciate if you actually put those answers on the comment section down below. But if you're not, that's totally fine, okay? Because sometimes the most dangerous words aren't my disaster. They're the most dangerous word is sa susunod na lang. Diba? Yun yung pinaka-dangerous. Kasi pinapaliban mo muna yung dapat mo, hindi dapat pagpaliban. So, since that this topic is actually very heavy, bibigyan kita ulit na maliit na assignment. So, yes, magkakaroon tayo ng assignment for today. So, today, prepare just one thing, okay? Kahit isa lang. Maybe buy one bottle of drinking water, organize an important document, right? Save an emergency contact, or place one flashlight where everyone in your family can easily find it. Basically, hindi mo kailangan tapusin lahat. You don't have to finish everything right now or just in one day. Okay? The goal is to stop waiting and start preparing. Alright? Kapag nagawa mo na, comment on the comment section, assignment done. Or share what your first step that actually you did while doing it. So, I really love to hear from you guys. Okay? And I also really love to celebrate that's one small win with you. Because every small action you take today is one less thing to worry about tomorrow. Okay? So until next time, stay safe, stay prepared, and remember, okay? Kapag sabog na ang mundo, hindi dapat sabog ang plano. So prepare early, stay grounded, and protect what matters. I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye for now. Hello Preparedness Warriors! If today's lesson actually did help you become a little more prepared than yesterday and you actually like to support the growing preparedness library, the support box link is actually down below, alright? Every contribution you give us helps create more free preparedness resources for everyone, okay? So thank you in advance, and I hope you and your family will always be blessed. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.